Lance Berkman was primed to be the hero in his return to Minute Maid with a top-of-the-ninth double to give the Cards the lead. But Bill Hall came through in the bottom of the ninth with the Astros' first walk-off win of the season. Astros and Cards, Game 2, next on Fox Sports Houston.
Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight it's Game 2 of this three-game series matching the Astros and the St. Louis Cardinals. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies. Last night's series opener was a rouser. The Astros taking it 6-5 in the bottom of the ninth, JD.
Crazy, wacky game, all kinds of twists and turns, subplots to return to Houston for Lance Berkman, but it all comes down to the end in the ninth inning. The Astros come from behind to win in dramatic fashion. Fun game, kind of a sloppy game much tonight, but big hits. Brian Bogusevic just up from the minor leagues, a pinch hit single. Michael Bourne, the bunt. Air by the pitcher, first and third, nobody out. Astros are in business. Wild pitch. Boy, this has been a common theme for the Cardinals this year. They've lost 5 games in their final at-bat already, including that one because of that swing of the bat from Billy Hall with the bases loaded. So a sweet end to a long night at the ballpark for the Astros.
Terrific night for the home fans as Bill Hall provided that ending. Next, Kyle Loesch is off to a 3-1 start with a 2.01 ERA. Faces the Astros lefty Jay Happ, looking for win number 2 in just a moment.
Brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. Beautiful night here in downtown Houston. Humidity is dropping. The winds are coming in from a northerly direction, and it should cool down quite nicely as we move through this ball game tonight. As you know, the air conditioning was pumping last night. This is another Play Green campaign game, and the Astros are playing using renewable energy credits provided by Reliant Energy. Starting lineup for Tony La Russa is brought to you by Xfinity. Nick Punto is the leadoff man tonight at second base. It's David Freese at third. Albert Pujols returns to the starting lineup. He's been out with a hamstring strain. He's at first base, followed by Matt Holliday in left field, Lance Berkman in right field, Yadier Molina the catcher, Tyler Green at shortstop, John Jay in center field. Kyle Loesch is the Cardinal pitcher.
Jay Happ for the Astros tonight, 1-3 with an ERA just a little below 7. You see the breakdown on him home and road here at Minute Maid. Very good work with a 3.07. And he has struggled so far in his 2 road starts. ERA up over 13. But Brad Mills was pretty encouraged with the way he threw the ball last time out in that start in New York. Defensively, it looks like this tonight. Same old in the outfield. A little different look on the infield tonight as Joe Inglet gets a start at second base. Second time he's been the starter this year. Bill Hall takes a rest. J.R. Tolles working nicely in that tandem with Humberto Quintero. Catching duties fall to J.R. tonight. J.R. and J. Happ. J.A. going for a W.
Switch hitting Nick Punto gets it started. And takes that first one high for ball 1. Punto, a 143 hitter, has 2 runs batted in. He was 1 for 4 driving in a run last night. He opened the season on the disabled list. Had surgery to repair a tear in his lower abdomen.
Ow.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick, 33 years old, from San Diego, a longtime Philadelphia Philly Minnesota Twin. Cardinals signed him as a free agent in January. And he should be a handy man for them because he can fill in at all the infield spots. 2 balls and a strike. Skip Schumacher's out with an injury. Probably going to be back for several weeks, according to what we're reading. Punto looks at it. Happ makes it a strike, and it's 2-2 with Corey Blazer, 29-year-old rookie umpire, behind the plate tonight. Here's the way the Astros play him.
It's the first we've heard of Corey Blazer last night when he was down there at first base umping.
Had some close calls.
This may be the first game he's ever called in the major leagues behind home plate.
That's possible. He's got a 3-2 pitch to call.
Well, I would want to start my career with ringing a guy up for strike 3.
He doesn't get that chance. Line drive caught by Lee. And that ball was hit right on the button by Punto for out number 1.
And that's what you have to do with Punto. He doesn't have a lot of power, so you don't want to walk him. You run the count full. You got to be willing to throw one over the heart of the plate and let him take a good whack at it. You don't want to walk that leadoff man. Matt Holliday looking for the scouting report from Punto.
David Freese at 333 with 2 homers, has 11 runs batted in. He was 1 for 5 last night.
A lot of those conversations early in the game when a hitter goes back to the dugout, the other guys will be asking, what'd you see? What did he have? What kind of movement, what kind of life did he have on his fastball?
He comes in with a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Happ had rough numbers in his last start, but he felt better about things when the game was over.
Yeah, I think he's pitching a little bit of tough luck so far this year. He's had some innings get away from him. So that would be the big challenge, to control the damage when things start to get out of hand. Turn those 3-run innings into 1-run innings.
That's a liner to left. Carlos Lee will not be able to snag that one. It's a hit in front of him for Freese. And a 1-out single.
Carlos got caught in between there and decided to lay back and play it on the hop for fear of having the ball roll by him, go to the wall for an extra base hit.
Now 3-time most valuable player Albert Pujols, who finished second in the award voting for that honor last year, checks in at 250. 7 homers, 17 runs batted in. Slow start for Pujols, but lately he's been much better. He fouls it away for strike 1. Albert drew a pinch walk in last night's game. He had come out of the previous game with a left hamstring strain, running up the line from home to first. That was Sunday night.
Down and in, not a bad place to go on Albert. I mean, there's very few safe havens and almost none in the strike zone with Albert. He covers the strike zone very, very well, but if he's vulnerable anywhere, it's down and in. Out over the plate and up a little bit, he just kills.
1-2.
That one was up more than a little bit, and that's the key. Keep it out of that happy zone. If you're going to go high and away, go up around the letters where he has to work a little harder to get to it. Belt high out there, you're asking for trouble.
40 career homers against the Astros. That's in the air, and Brett Wallace watches that one sail back out of play.
Play Albert to pull on the infield. He pulls the ball more than any other right-handed hitter in the league. So you see the infield shifting a little bit to accommodate that.
Now it's 2-2. In Happ's career, he's 1-2 against the Cardinals with a 5.64 ERA. Started twice against them last year. In the loss, he gave up 7 runs in 1 inning. In the win, he pitched a 2-hit shutout.
When he was good, he was very, very good.
Bouncer on one hop. Chris Johnson to second. Joe Inglet to first. Around the horn, double play on Pujols. 5-4-3 to wrap up a scoreless first for Jay Happ. Hunter Pence is in right field. Carlos Lee in left with Brett Wallace at first base. Chris Johnson at third. J.R. Tolles the catcher batting seventh. Joe Inglet is making his second start of the season at second base. He's batting eighth in front of Jay Happ.
For most of his career, Kyle Loesch has been solid, if not spectacular, but so far this year he has been outstanding. 2.01 ERA, third best in the National League, 7 innings or more every time he's gone out there for the Cardinals. Great numbers across the board. And he does that more than any other pitcher in baseball. Throw strike one. Defensively, Holiday, Jay in center tonight. Rasmus with the night off. Lance over there in right. Freeze, Green, Punto, Pujols. Got here Molina behind the dish.
Bourne dances back from ball one. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count for Kyle Loesch, 32 years old. Drafted by the White Sox. They traded him to the Twins, then on to Cincinnati, Philadelphia. Bourne lining to second. So we've had line drive outs for both these leadoff hitters tonight as Punto gets in front of that one. Loesch is from Chico, California. He has had very little run support when he's pitched against the Astros. Facing Sanchez now, on Angel at 300. With a homer, 13 runs batted in for the number 2 hitter. This one in the air, and Pujols giving chase into foul ground. Punto coming over, but it's out of play, and Lance Berkman also pursued it. Strike to Angel Sanchez, who has started every Astros game. Clint Barmas continues to work his way back toward the starting lineup. He's playing for Corpus Christi in Midland tonight. Supposed to play tonight and tomorrow night there and return to the Astros Friday night. Meanwhile, Sanchez gets that everyday experience, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He's on a 4-game hitting streak. Had a couple of hits last night. Loesch goes to a 2-1 count. Angel scored a 6th inning run and then got another important hit in the 9th with a single to right field. This one goes out to right center, and that's a looping hit in front of John Jay. Sanchez continues to find holes, and that's a 5-game hitting streak now.
That's probably an out last night. Colby Erasmus, the normal center fielder, plays very shallow and was really tightened up for Bourne and Angel. But Jay a little bit deeper, and Sanchez able to drop it in front of him.
It's Hunter Pence now. He's tied for 4th in runs batted in the National League with 18. He has 4 homers to lead the club. His batting average is .290.
355 against Kyle Loesch in his career. Loesch is a guy who features fastball, curveball, slider, and change.
Hunter's hit 3 homers in his last 6 games. That was his 50th career homer at Minute Maid Park last night. He's 6th on the all-time list. Lance Berkman is number 1 with 151 homers in this ballpark. It's 1-1 to Hunter. Loesch has allowed just 6.89 base runners per 9 innings. That is fabulous.
Yeah, he's been very, very efficient. Talk about that batting average against 174. Only 13 pitches per inning. That's also the best mark in the league right now.
1-2. He had right forearm surgery last year. Made 18 starts. He was 4-8 with a 6.55 ERA.
You must call him Kalo. See on his glove there, you can see Kalo.
Okay. Shooting for his 92nd career win. He's trying to avoid his 100th career loss. Hunter takes that one for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Loesch, a good athlete. Fields his position well. Pretty good at holding runners. He's not overpowering in terms of velocity, but his fastball command is typically awfully good. Looks like he's digging for a changeup.
Bouncer to second, charge. Punto with a flip to Green. Green on to Pujols. Both clubs follow the same pattern. Line drive out, single, double play ball. 0-0.
Cardinals scoreless as we head to the second. This Friday, the Astros take on the Brewers at 7:05 during Play Green Week, and the first 10,000 fans will receive a Play Green T-shirt courtesy of Waste Management. Stick around after the game for Friday night fireworks, of course, presented by Marathon Oil. Go to Astros.com to get your tickets to be here Friday night. Guys, back to you.
That guy's in the Play Green spirit. The Astros wore those green hats last night. Now Matt Holliday leads it off in this 0-0 game. Inning number 2 rolls around with a .407 hitter in the batter's box. Holliday a very tough out this season. There is ball 1. Even though he had the emergency appendectomy, he has come back and ripped the ball. .521 on base average. Oh, this 3-4-5 combo is lethal. Pujols, Holliday, Berkman.
Yeah, you know, with a lefty, you turn Lance around to the right side, so you gain that advantage, but you give two very dangerous right-handed hitters a good look at left-handed pitching in Pujols and Holliday. So it's a nice balanced lineup they have. Colby Rasmus, a left-handed hitter, also has power. He's on the bench tonight.
Berkman on deck, and there's a 4-pitch walk to Holliday. That's 13 walks in 24 1/3 innings for Happ. And Lance Berkman gets the acknowledgement of these Houston fans in his second game back as an opponent. Got a standing ovation last night, his first time up. .378 for Lance. 6 homers, 16 runs batted in. He's 4th in the league in total bases.
He got a standing ovation last night because Bud Norris was pitching and Lance was hitting from the left side. So it's a standing ovation as a left-handed hitter. As a righty, he just gets a seated ovation.
He looks at that one and it's a ball.
Didn't have to be.
35-year-old Lance Berkman, the Astros first-round pick at 97 from Rice. He was surprised to be drafted by Houston. What a tremendous career he had in an Astros uniform. One of the best of all time for Houston. 2 balls and a strike. And we had a chat today before the game. The things that he is the most proud of is being on those 04 and 05 teams. Just the team accomplishment. That's a lazy fly ball. Sanchez settling in shallow left field. 1 out. Now it's Molina. The outstanding catcher for the Redbirds. 28 years old. He drove in 62 last season. He's on a 4-game hitting streak right now, hitting .290. 1 homer, 10 runs batted in. Last night, he was bunting in the 6th inning after a leadoff double by Freese with a 3-1 lead. And was talking with Ricky Horton. He said, Yachty is a good bunter. He might have been doing that on his own. There's strike 1 to Molina. Molina's 3 for 7 in his career against Jay Happ. And that's a situation for the Cardinals that did not work out. They did not get any runs home in the 6th inning last night. Left 2 men on base. And that one's a ball. And the bunt wound up going to Bud Norris, who threw out Freese trying to get to third base.
Oh, yeah. It was a fastball. It was going to hit him in the shoulder if he didn't bunt it.
Yeah, very tough pitch to bunt. 1-1. So even the good bunters find it tough to put down a pitch that was up there where his was. It's 2 balls and a strike. Jay Happ's 1-1 at home with a 3.07 ERA in this ballpark. He beat Florida here 7-1, and he got a loss to San Diego, but didn't pitch badly in that one, giving up 4 runs in 7 innings.
Holliday has tried once this year and been caught. He's got to keep an eye on him. He's capable.
Cardinals a very explosive team. They're 2nd in runs scored in the National League. They lead in total bases, doubles, on base average, and slugging percentage. In the air, and Brett Wallace comes over for it. Out of play for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jay able to get that double play. A ball off the bat of Albert Pujols in the first inning, but that's somewhat atypical. He gets a lot more outs in the air than he does on the ground. Likes to work at the top of the strike zone with that four-seam fastball, and he also will cut it. Shows a very good curveball from time to time, straight change.
Swing, and he gets Molina on strikes. Buzzed him upstairs for his first strikeout of the night. So Molina, who had a couple of hits last night, is retired. Now it's Tyler Green. Green drew a walk, stole a base last night. 294, no homers. He's driven in 4. Ryan Theriot is sidelined. He was scratched from the starting lineup last night, and Theriot's sitting this one out tonight with a sore right rib cage. So Green gets the opportunity to start at short as Theriot watches the LSU man. Half misses. It's 1-1. The Redbirds are 4-4 in games started by Southpaws against them. Overall, they're 12-11. They came into today with a first place tie with Milwaukee, but Milwaukee lost to Cincinnati. 1-2.
7-6 in 10 innings. Drew Stubbs hit a 10th inning home run for Cincinnati to provide the difference in that one. There you go. Tight bunch at the top of the division.
That Cincinnati's 13-12. Cardinals need to win to stay in first place ahead of them. Foul back, and Milwaukee now 12-12. It is a tight grouping.
It's like one of those bike races in the Olympics around that oval where they go real slow and just kind of stay close to each other. Who's going to break from the pack?
Exactly.
At the Velodrome.
Oh, yeah. Popped up. Sanchez heading out, looking at Michael Bourne. Now he's underneath it and moving back in a little bit. That wind maybe moving the ball around some. He adjusted his route, and it's 3 in a row after the leadoff walk. No problem for Jay Happ to keep this game scoreless. In Houston at Minute Maid Park, each club with 1 hit. Carlos Lee comes up leading off the home second inning. Fans enjoying that breeze out there. They look in from left center, and Carlos at 207 takes a look at strike one from Kyle Loesch on the outside edge. Lee with 2 homers has 13 runs batted in. He was 0 for 4 last night.
Good let up.
I had him tied in knots. Carlos is 14 hits away from 2,000 in his career. He's 9th in hits among active players with 300 homers or more. In the dirt. 1-2. In fact, Bill Hall's walk-off hit last night in the 9th inning was the last walk-off hit for the Astros since Carlos Lee hit a homer against Washington in the bottom of the 9th last June 3rd. Works the count back to 2-2.
It's interesting now that they keep statistics on walk-off hits.
You can only have a walk-off if you're at home.
I think it was Dennis Eckersley that coined that phrase.
I think you're right. A liner caught by Punto. All hit hard. But Punto's timing was excellent.
Didn't have to move at all from Michael Bourne's line out in the bottom of the first. This time he had to move a little bit to his left. A couple of hard outs. See Loesch going airborne with Punto. Yeah. It's kind of fun to watch. Brandon Back used to do it all the time.
He did.
The body language of the pitcher as the player goes to make a play.
Now it's Brett Wallace. 347 for Brett after 3 hits last night. 1 homer, 8 runs batted in. 6-game hitting streak, and he attacks and fouls at strike 1.
Oh, he's been on a tear.
He's now 10th in the league in batting average. He's hit .520 during his 6-game hitting streak. 13 for 25.
A lot of multi-hit games, a couple 3-hit games.
Roller out to second. Punto over the Pujols. 2 down. We join Bart.
Yeah, Brian, I want to let fans know that you can reduce your commute with the Bike to the Ballpark event during Play Green Week this Sunday before the 105 game against the Brewers. Registration is just $10, and it includes a game ticket and the chance to win a new bike from Bike Barn. For more information, go to Astros.com/bike tonight. Did you guys see where Robin Williams got in some trouble on his bike?
He got a warning. Could have been ticketed in New York for riding his bike on the sidewalk. Chris Johnson.
Thought he did get a ticket.
Well, maybe he did.
Thought he talked his way out of it. Probably just started talking and never stopped.
Yeah, the cop says, okay, be on your way. Be on your way.
We're good here.
You can see him doing that. 2-0 to CJ, who had a big game last night. 2 for 4. 2 runs batted in. Trying to get off the interstate tonight. At 197 on the batting average. It's 3-0. Chris Johnson's going to have a school appearance as a part of Play Green Week on Friday. He'll visit students at Heritage Elementary School. 3-1.
2 outs, nobody on. A good time to be aggressive. For something in your zone and take a hearty hack. All right, right there, just like that. Nothing wrong with that swing.
3 balls, 2 strikes for Kyle Loesch.
And what's made Loesch a successful starting pitcher over the years is his unpredictability. His breaking stuff is so good, and he has such good command of it. He'll throw it at any time, much like Brett Myers. You can't sit fastball.
1 hopper, freeze. Takes care of the 3rd out, and it's scoreless through 2.
In 1983, Nolan Ryan breaks Walter Johnson's record for career strikeouts, fanning Montreal's Brad Mills for his 3,509th victim. And then later he told Brad pitch was outside.
Oh, I dropped the hook on him, a curveball.
That's not fair.
By the way, something else happened today involving the Cardinals I think shows how baseball has changed. 1932, Cardinal manager Gabby Street fined for violating the National League policy which prohibits talking to fans.
Wow.
There you see, we're going to see the actual moment here. I looked outside.
Come on, Millsy, you can't take that.
John Jay takes Jay Happ's fastball for strike one. Jay, a 200 hitter with 1 homer, has 1 RBI.
So, if you can't make history, there's nothing wrong with being a footnote. Probably a good idea to get rung up there.
Yeah, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's quite a strikeout duel between Noli and Steve Carlton. Back in that era, sharply hit bouncer past a diving Inglet. Jay is aboard with a leadoff single. That's hit number 2 for the Cardinals. And now the pitcher Kyle Loesch comes up.
Loesch, a good handler of the bat. He'll be asked to bunt here. Whose birthday is it tonight? Chris Carpenter. Rogers Hornsby, the great one. Frank Trevino up there working the camera.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Frank.
Up in the right field corner, Ulysses S. Grant and Leroy Jordan.
That's quite a group there.
Yeah. Foul bunt try, and Kyle Loesch, as JD mentioned, handles the bat well. He has 3 hits and 13 at bats, 1 sacrifice bunt. Cardinals last night banged out 11 hits. They left 11 men on base in the 6-5 loss. They're hitting .293 as a team. Offense has not been the problem for them,
especially since the first few days.
That's true.
They struggled early and then went on a West Coast trip and went nuts.
Toby Rasmus on the bench tonight. Skip Schumacher out with an injury. Ryan Theriot out with an injury. But the Cardinals, nonetheless, are looking strong in the early portion of this season. They're coming off a 4-2 homestand against Washington and Cincinnati. They've won 4 straight series. Loesch bunts that one foul off the hand of J.R. Tolles. And it's 1-2.
Not a real good effort there. Kind of late to square and just a jabbing motion at the ball. Jose Akendo now going to trot down from this third base coaching box and talk to Kyle Loesch. Instead of relaying any signs, just tell him, here's what we need you to do.
Showing bunt, and he comes back to it, and he misses. A strikeout for Happ, number 2. A leadoff walk last inning. That runner never moved. Happ is hoping that pattern follows here in the third, facing Punto next.
Cardinals have not executed well in the bunting game, both last night and now tonight. This ball is forehead high, and he's bunting at it. And rule number 1 when you're up there to bunt is make sure you get a strike.
Nick Punto ripped one on a line to left, caught by Carlos Lee as he led off the game. Happ throws strike 1. Even though Happ gave up those 6 earned runs in 4 2/3 at New York in a 9-1 loss last time out, he felt that he had picked up some things that would help him in the future. He allowed 2 homers. And tonight seems to be looking pretty good so far.
Being a fly ball pitcher, he's going to give up some home runs. He started that game retiring the first 7, and 4 of them by strikeout. Looked like he was going to pitch a shutout. Stuff was really, really good. And then the catcher, Nikias, got him, hit the home run.
That's right.
Hitting in the 8th spot. And it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute here.
The next inning, David Wright hit one. After that, he gave up a couple more hits, a wild pitch, a sac fly. He's thrown 7 of 10 first pitch strikes. And that could be a key for him.
Oh, my.
1-1. easy to say it would be a key for any pitcher, but Jay sometimes has control issues, so if he's able to get ahead, I think that will really be very important for Jay Happ.
He has get squeezed issues too. A couple of his starts, it's been very tight strike zone. Hopefully not tonight, but that one was a good looking pitch.
Now it's 2-1 to Punto. Possible running count here with Jay on at first. Yankees lead the White Sox 3-1. They're in the bottom of the sixth at New York. Cano hit his sixth homer. That evens it at 2-2. Ozzie Guillen found a new closer last night. Brent Lillibridge, the right fielder.
Made a couple big plays, didn't he?
He really did. Back-to-back plays in right field. One up against the wall, the other one diving for the last out of the game.
Ozzie got ejected that game.
Didn't know that.
Tonight.
Oh,
early.
3-2. He's a beauty, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been tweeting from the clubhouse. So this one's going to cost me a lot of money, and there's another tweet about some tough guy showed up at Yankee Stadium tonight, or something to that effect. Directed, I'm sure, at Todd Titchener, the home plate umpire who tossed him.
Oh.
There's our Fox Tracks. It's brought to you by Steel.
Jay's going. Inglet with the quick toss gets the out at second, and another double play. So Jay Happ has 2 double play balls in the first 3 innings to keep the game scoreless.
Baseball leagues in your local community. Go to ChevyBaseball.com for a chance at winning a home field makeover. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Bart. It's 0-0, and J.R. Tolles is leading it off with the young Cardinal fans watching. Young Astros fans looking out at J.R. stepping into the box with a .385 average, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. He hit his second homer of the season on Sunday in Milwaukee. Ground ball up the middle, a hit for JR. He's now hit safely in 8 of his last 9 starts.
This game is so easy. Right, JR? You just lay the bat on the ball and good things happen.
For him, it has been.
Yeah, he's dialed in it. He might not play for 3 or 4 days, gets a start, boom.
His OPS is over 1,100 right now. He's aboard for Joe Inglet, who started that double play in the top of the inning. Joe, at 105, has no homers. He has 1 RBI. He has 13 pinch hit at bats. But as we often hear from guys who are primarily bench players, boy, it's really nice to have one game every now and then with 4 at bats.
Yeah, absolutely. Very difficult to get any kind of rhythm at the plate. So they tell me, 1 at bat at a time.
You had rhythm.
My stroke never really changed.
Check, swing, roller, pass Loesch, fielded by Freeze, and he gets him. Tolles to second on out number 1.
And that's what happens when you're out of sync at home plate. You get a lot of half swings, check swings, just not committed, not feeling very comfortable in the box. And hopefully this start tonight will pay off for Joe. But if nothing else, at least he's able to move a runner along and put somebody in the scoring position.
And the slugger, Jay Happ, is off to a nice start. 4 hits and 7 at-bats. 2 runs batted in.
Our leaders of the game is brought to you by United. Proud to fly the Houston Astros. And Astros batting .321 with runners in scoring position. Second highest, trailing only the Braves from Atlanta.
Happ takes, and there's ball 1 to Jay. Astros pitchers are leading the majors with a .357 batting average as a group. If you lead the National League, you lead the majors. 2 balls, no strikes until interleague play comes along.
Look at that. That's pretty robust right there. If I'm Jay, I'm renegotiating. Say, hey, I don't get paid to hit. I want to raise. Second best mark is the Brewers, .188.
Wow. That's a lot of distance. Now it's 3-0.
Yeah, that .571 average will get you some respect.
Well, he was 2 for 2 in his last game at New York. And he was 2 for 3 in a game here against Florida with 2 runs batted in.
I think he was 0 for last year.
Yeah, I believe you're
Didn't
right.
have a lot of at-bats because he was hurt part of the year.
Strike 3 and 1.
0 for 26, something like that.
Yes, he was 0 for 26 with the Astros after the trade from the Phillies. And came into this season lifetime 052.
Wow. It's going to be an investigation if he keeps this up.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
The last swing was a pretty good one. That wasn't a lifetime 052 swing. I know, sir, what an 052 swing looks like. And that was not it. You, sir, are no 052.
That is a walk for Jay Happ.
Keyholing.
First walk of the year for Jay. Reputation is deserved, and 2 men are on for Michael Bourne. Michael Bourne lined to second in the first inning. David Freese moves in close at third. Shortstop Tyler Green not too far from second base right now. Time is
If
called.
he's thinking about bunting, the drag is the play because Albert is backed off a little bit down there at first base.
You had a great stat on Kyle Loesch, who has had so many 1, 2, 3 innings this season. Now, for the second time in 3 innings, he's had a base runner, and he has 2 of them in this inning. So he's been into a nice rhythm quite often this year without working from the stretch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Since 1994, when the NL Central came into play, Cardinals versus Astros. Cardinals have won 126, Astros 125. One and 2 to Michael. These 2 teams are playing 9 times in Houston this year, 6 in St. Louis. Michael takes a look at ball 2, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The last 15 games, the Astros are 8-7, and they've scored 75 runs in those 15 games, averaging 5 runs per, while hitting .289. Ground ball first. Pujols diving, gets up, and out at first.
Oh, let's make no assumptions down there.
Ed Rapuano, and Pujols handled it in pretty routine fashion, but it was very close.
Michael Bourne not giving in at all, busting it down the line. Albert gets to his feet quickly. And boy, I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
And playing back a little bit paid off. Ooh, man, close.
Maybe not, actually. Let's see it.
I think he was out. Boy, that was close, though.
Extremely. Coles to third, half to second on the ground out. Excellent diving play by Pujols. And now it's Angel Sanchez who singled to right center. Hunter Pence on deck. Angel is a .393 career hitter against St. Louis. 6 runs batted in 8 games against the Redbirds.
And now in this situation where a base hit could score 2, they really tighten up in the outfield. Does the tip of the glove hit the base before the bottom of the spike? That's how close that was. This one where you just got to give Ed Rapuano his due. There's no way you could tell on that one.
No. We could replay that until the cows come home, and we still couldn't reach a consensus on it. No balls, 2 strikes. Angel Sanchez.
Ed and Albert sharing a laugh down there. Albert said, man, that guy is fast. Eddie's probably saying, yeah, get to the bag a little quicker next time. Take me off the hook.
Lifted to right field. Berkman underneath. And in the Astro third, it's no runs a hit. 2 men stranded. Nothing.
Fox Sports Houston have teamed up with Habitat for Humanity to provide low-cost housing to families in need here in the Houston area. This year is no different. Today, several members of the Astros and Fox Sports Houston were out building a home, a energy-efficient home. And Doug Garrison is the chairman of the board for Habitat for Humanity. He joins us now. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, Bart. This is a real thrill. I grew up sitting on the bench in Little League, and to step out on the field at Astro at Minute Maid Park and throw that first pitch, that's a real thrill.
You got to do that today.
I got to do that, and it was a lot of fun.
We'll talk about the project this morning. It's Play Green Week for the Astros here, and you guys are involved in building an energy-efficient home this morning for some lucky recipient, some lucky family.
Right.
But it's part of the environmentally friendly push that is also benefiting homes here in the Houston area.
Absolutely. We've been building homes for Houston Habitat for now 24 years, and we've made a determined effort over the last couple of years to really push energy efficiency. It's not only good for the environment, it's good for our families too, because their utility bills are less. There's more money left over for food and education, other necessities of life.
And on top of all that, it's a great place to start anew for a local family. It just changes lives in such dramatic ways, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Some of the stories we hear of families who move from rental apartment to rental apartment as the rent goes up, their kids have to go to new schools. It's as much of a thrill for them to move into. It's more of a thrill for them to move into a new house than it was for me to stand out on the field. But it changes that family's history. It really does. It's incredible.
Well, it's a partnership that the Astros and Fox Sports Houston are absolutely thrilled to be a part of. Hunter Pence out there this morning, sleeves rolled up, swinging that hammer. If you think he swings a mean bat, you ought to see him swing that hammer, guys. He did a great job this morning. And Doug, thanks for being with us.
We're really appreciative. Thank you very much for your support, and good luck for the Astros.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Bart and Doug. Foul ball by David Freese. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Hunter's done a lot out in the community, making those appearances. Very gracious with his time. That is a terrific program.
Maybe we should nickname him the Hammer.
Not a bad thought. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. I like that bobblehead too, Hunter.
Yeah, we call him the shovel.
Boy, it is one pleasant evening out here.
Hammer and Hank Aaron. And John Milner was also the Hammer.
That's another one.
Or the Hammer, if you were a New York fan when he was with the Mets.
Gorgeous night.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is a good night to, change your plans and come to the ballpark.
There's still time.
Yeah.
App froze on that one, didn't get a call, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pujols and Holiday to follow Freese. Freese lines it, and it's caught by English. Hard hit balls for outs tonight on both teams.
The line drive to the second baseman is the play of the day. It's the play du jour here. It's a good at bat though for Freese, a guy who he was in the Rookie of the Year conversation early last year. Before he got hurt, he played 70 games, hit .296 for the Redbirds, and then was hurt. The bougie here for Albert Pujols.
Fly ball to right field. Hunter Pence moving over. Pujols down, out number 2. Lance Berkman said before the game tonight that the Pujols home run here in the playoffs was the worst feeling he has ever had on a baseball field. That was the lowest low.
Even worse than the lightning strikes when he ran off the field in Chicago.
Well, we didn't think about those.
That was just self-preservation. That wasn't a low feeling. That was just a scared to death feeling.
It was. Lance on deck as Holiday bats. Strike 1 to Holiday. He walked on 4 pitches in the second inning. Holiday's a 4-time All-Star who drove in 103 last year. No balls, 2 strikes. Holiday, formerly with the Rockies, then was traded to Oakland after the 08 season and came to St. Louis in 09. And Red Wallace went the other way in that deal to Oakland. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Holiday is one of the premier sluggers in the game right now. Not only a slugger, but he hits for a high average. In the first 7 games after his appendectomy, he really ripped it. And the Cardinals scored 66 runs in his first 7 games back. He went 15 for 30 after the appendectomy. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, there was a lot of folks that thought that the numbers he was putting up in Colorado wouldn't translate after he left the thin air of Denver, but he's continued to be a very good offensive player.
Fly ball left. Carlos Lee headed back. Fans are getting up in those seats. And Holiday takes the tour. It's 1-0 Cardinals on his 3rd home run of the year.
Well, as if on cue. Holiday delivers that home run. Boy, he didn't get much of that one. That ball got in on him, but he's so strong he was able to muscle it out of here into the Crawford boxes.
Three homers, 12 runs batted in for Holiday.
I think he would tell you he didn't get that one on the sweet spot.
Redbirds are 5th in the league in long balls. They lead it 1-0, and it's Berkman batting.
It was an 80-mile-an-hour cutter, so there was no evil intent there. After the home run, everybody, oh, wait, he's throwing out his coconut. He's trying to throw a cutter in.
2 balls, no strikes. Lance hasn't played every game for the Redbirds against lefties. He sat out a few this year. 373 his average overall. Happ gets it in for strike 1. Last few years, his right-handed batting average hasn't been what he would like, certainly. 313, 5 for 16 this year coming into this game. Happ comes back, and it's 2-2 with that strike 2 call. Tomorrow night, it's Nelson Figueroa, Kyle McClellan in the finale of this 3-game series. Then the Milwaukee Brewers are here over the weekend. Foul ball keeps it at 2 balls, 2 strikes for Lance.
With Garcia, Loesch, and McClellan scheduled to pitch in this series, Garcia went last night. The Astros facing 3.45 in the league in ERA. Talked about it last night. The irony is, it didn't include Carpenter or Wainwright.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, and Berkman runs to first, but he's thrown out by Tolles to complete the 3rd strikeout of the night for Happ. The Holiday homer accounts for the first run, and it is 1-0 Cardinals in the 4th. That's arrives about the same time as Michael Bourne. Which way was it? He was called out on a really close play. Hunter Pence leads off. He bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the first. Loesch floats one up, and it's good for strike 1.
Changeup has maybe been his best pitch tonight because he's had such a good one. It's made his fastball more effective. And it was a little bit late getting to that fastball because of the good off-speed pitch.
It's 0-2.
So that replay, it begs the question, and we've talked about it over and over again over the years. Are you not faster running straight through the bag as opposed to diving?
I think you are.
I think sometimes base runners feel like they can influence the umpire with the dive.
Right. Well, some players will tell you if you dive properly, you can get there a little bit faster. Nothing like a foul ball to get people stirred up. No balls, 2 strikes to Hunter. Hunter's driven in 11 runs in 11 home games. It's a pretty nice pace. 1-2. Washington leads the Mets 2-1. They're in the bottom of the 5th at Washington.
Roy Oswald has left the Phillies to fly home, look after his family with all the tornadoes that are in the area. About a year ago, that Roy's house that he grew up in was destroyed by a tornado.
Yeah, he rebuilt that house for his parents. Pence is down on strikes. Loesch gets number 1 of the night. He's had 6 ground ball outs.
And he's not a real ground ball guy. Typically doesn't sink the fastball. He's got a nice assortment of pitches and very good command of them. Astros have had a couple of shots at him here tonight, putting an inning together, but so far have not crossed home plate.
They strike 1 to Carlos Lee, who lined to second. Carlos with 5 career homers against Loesch. Has a .313 lifetime average against this right-hander. Loesch gets a strike there and pulls in front in the count 0-2. One guy Loesch is very happy to have as a teammate is Lance Berkman, because Lance had hit 4 home runs off him.
Loesch at some point in spring training probably mentioned that to him. Said, dude, you wore me out. You own me. Lance, being polite, probably said, really? I had no idea.
Fly ball to center. Jay is waiting. 2 outs. And it's Brett Wallace coming up next. Wallace grounded out in the 2nd inning. Beautiful time of the evening here.
Now, Brett on this nice run lately, getting that batting average up to .347 coming into play tonight, I got thinking, hey, we start talking about Rookie of the Year. But he's not a rookie. Too many plate appearances last year, which surprised me. I didn't think he'd played that much.
A little chop goes foul, strike 1. All right, let's see how many.
He had 159 plate appearances last year. I think the cutoff is 130 or something like that.
I believe you're right. Yeah, he had 144 at bats, 8 walks. Probably hit by a pitch a few times. Yep. Not a rookie. Strike, and he falls behind 0-2.
College guys get to do that red shirt thing. See, I think players like Brett should be able to apply for rookie status. Come on, I wasn't here that long. I just barely had a few more, Rookie of the Year award's kind of a nice thing.
Yes, it is.
I'd even accept a little extra rookie hazing if you'd make me a rookie again, so I'd have a shot at winning that.
Well, sometimes we've read about organizations who are rebuilding, and they won't call a guy up until maybe September, so he could possibly be Rookie of the Year that next year. They want that award in their organization. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, but the player down in AAA would never, he would not buy into that program.
No.
Hey, we're going to keep you down on the farm. So no, just go ahead and bring me up. I'm good with that.
Yeah. The heck with next year. What about now? There's a shot in the ground. Solid, sharp single for a 7-game hitting streak for Wallace. He's just hitting the ball to all fields. 2-strike hit. Hit number 3 for Houston.
Remains to be seen whether Brett's going to hit for a lot of power at the big league level, but you get the sense that he will be able to hit for a high average. Got great eye-hand coordination, quick hands, really generates a lot of bat speed. Hit some ground balls through that infield. They just zip by guys.
There's a board for Johnson. CJ taking strike one. Red Wallace put together an 8-game hitting streak earlier this month. Now he's on a 7-game streak. Roche pounds the fastball, and on a check swing call from Ed Rapuano, it's a ball for a 1-1 count on CJ. Roche was the number 4 Cardinal starter to open the season. He's won 3 in a row. In tight for a ball. In his first start at home against the Pirates, he was sailing along, but he gave up 4 runs in the 6th inning and lost it 4-3. And he beat the Giants at San Francisco, the Dodgers at LA, and shut out Washington at home.
His 4 runs represent more than half the runs he's allowed. He's only allowed 7 runs this year. As I mentioned at the start of the game, and only given up runs in 3 of the innings in which he's pitched. That's throwing up a whole lot of goose eggs.
He's a good April pitcher, 17-13 lifetime. That's his best month for wins. Fly ball to right. Berkman was very deep. He comes in and gets there with a running catch. Ending the 4th inning for Houston with no runs a hit and a man stranded. It is 1-0 Redbirds. Sports Houston is brought to you by Sonic, America's Drive-In, the new Sonic Good, by AT&T, and by Whataburger, just like you like it. Gorgeous night in downtown Houston, and a good ball game through 4, 1-0 Cardinals on a 2-out 4th inning long ball by Matt Holliday, his 3rd of the season. Opening the 5th, it's catcher Yadier Molina. Molina struck out in the 2nd. Flicks that one foul for strike 1.
That's the pitch right there that Brad Arnsberg was talking about with Jay Happ, with his height to be able to drive the ball downhill and get that good angle with his fastball. He can work up in the zone, but where he'll find success is down and then climb the ladder once he gets ahead. Throw that good strike 1 down and then expand up or out. A borderline outside edge pitch has been there sometimes from home plate umpire Corey Blazer, but not every time. But you got to continue to pound away.
He got away from Happ, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Bud Norris did not give up an earned run last night in 6 innings. His career ERA now is 1.97 against the Cardinals, lowest among active pitchers. That's ripped out to right center field. Michael Bourne settling in, though. And on the warning track, he takes care of the first out.
See, and that's what the other thing Jay Happ can do here in this ballpark is pitch to the big part of the ballpark. Throw that fastball away. Even if the hitters are looking out there, they hit it to center or right center. There's a whole lot of acreage out there, and you've got the fastest guy in the league patrolling, so you might as well take advantage of it.
And he just did.
And hit those 390-foot flyouts so they can feel good about themselves, but they're out.
Curveball, ball one to Tyler Green. Nice jump on that one by Michael. Green hit a pop-up to shortstop in the second. Both clubs were subpar defensively last night. 2 balls, no strikes. Both clubs made 2 errors. Astros allowed 3 unearned runs. The Cardinals allowed 2 unearned runs. It's not just the unearned runs, but just plays not made in that game.
Yeah, wild pitches and pass balls.
Not a pretty good game.
Bad bunts. Not an instructional video game, or something you're going to show the youngsters, but certainly some good drama and some big hits.
Nice finish. Both clubs scoring late. The lead flip-flopping. Ripped to left field. That looks like a line drive homer. Number 1 for Tyler Green, and the Cardinals lead it 2-0. Green gets his 5th run batted in.
Fifth home run Jay has allowed this year in about 28 innings of work. Talked about the home run being a byproduct of his style of pitching. A high fastball pitcher gives up a lot of fly balls, and some are going to leave the yard.
Green hit 2 homers and 104 at-bats last year for the Redbirds. Now 2-0, and it's John Jay. That sure looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Jay single to right center in the 3rd inning. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Pittsburgh and San Francisco are locked up in a 1-0 game. Bottom of the 7th inning in Pittsburgh. James McDonald started for them, and he went 6. Strike makes it 2-1. Ross Bumgarner went 6 for the Giants. In tight, as you know, the recent statement by Bud Selig that the playoffs may very well be expanded in 2012 is now up for debate. It needs to be negotiated with the Players Association. Some of the Giants players don't want it. 3-2. They feel that after winning everything last year, they realize how difficult it is to win those 3 postseason series, let alone to add another postseason series now to have to win a World Series. Walk to Jay.
More guys will have a shot at it if you put more teams into the tournament.
True.
Well, available every Friday through Sunday. The Coca-Cola Value Zone scores you a mezzanine ticket, hot dog, soda, and Astros cap for the low, low price of $20. Simply present the label from any specially marked 2-liter Coke product at the box office or enter the code on Astros.com. Look at Cheo enjoying a nice Coke out there.
Chris Johnson comes in, Loesch squaring, and he takes ball 1. He struck out in the 3rd, unable to get a bunt down. Cleveland 7, Kansas City 2. They've played 6 in Cleveland. The Tribe is 14-8 this season. Loesch takes a long look down at Jose Oquendo, who used to be known as the secret weapon in his playing days. He could play anywhere on the field.
Yep, and the pitching a little bit in a couple of blowout games.
That's true. These Cardinal coaches have been with Tony La Russa for many years. Dave McKay at first. Dave Duncan, the pitching coach. But at first base line, it trickles foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Marsh is having a bad bunting night.
He is having a bad bunting night. He's on a bunting slump.
Yes.
Well, you talked about form earlier, and we're not seeing it. It's not the proper textbook form.
Dave Duncan and Tony La Russa worked really about 30 years together.
Yeah, I think it's more than 30 now. Walked out of the stadium with Dave last night. Johnson comes in. Loesch pushes a bunt, first base line, foul again. 1-2. The Cardinals have had that pitch to contact philosophy. They've gotten a lot of ground ball outs over the years. Very, very effective. And Dave Duncan has been given a lot of credit for working with veteran pitchers who have been traded to the Cardinals or signed as a free agent and improving them. Strike three call. Loesch is up against it, and that's strikeout number 4. He's not been able to get a bunt down either time tonight.
No. Doesn't look comfortable up there. And he bunted at that one that was nose high last time, so he's telling himself, I'm going to make sure I get a strike. I'm not going to bunt out a bad ball. And you could just see his brain, you could see the smoke coming out of his ears. He was thinking so hard there.
Nick Punto takes strike 1. Good outside corner pitch for Happ. Punto's line to left and grounded into a double play. It's too early to make very much of it, but there's a vast difference in ERA between these two clubs. Cardinals at 3.23, the Astros at 4.94 when this game started, but at home the Astros are much better than that. 3.55. They're 5-6 at home, 4-8 on the road. 2 balls and a strike. A win like that one last night really plays well in the clubhouse. Come from behind. The Astros trailed 3-0 going to the bottom of the 4th. Trailed later 5-4 going to the bottom of the 9th and won it. That really helps every time a team falls behind, if that's in their recent memory of coming back and winning. 3-1 to Punto.
And it points up to one weakness for the Cardinals this year. Main concern, the bullpen.
Yeah, these two teams lead the majors in blown saves so far. 3-2. Cardinals have 6 and the Astros have 5 blown saves. Tony La Russa went with Mitchell Boggs last night, who was 3 for 3 in saves. He had replaced Ryan Franklin, but he got the blown save and the loss in that game. There have been several teams that have changed closers here in April. Line drive up the right field line, foul. There was an article in USA Today about that. The Phillies now have employed their 3rd closer in 3 weeks. Jose Contreras is hurt. And the Phillies are the 6th team to change closers this month.
Early sense of urgency in some of these major league towns. Of course, injuries part of it too.
Runner going on 3-2. Hard hit ball off the glove of Inglet. He scrambles and no play at first. Good effort by Inglet. Punto finally gets a single. And now runners at first and second for Freese.
Punto's been banging the ball that way all night long.
Now this could be a critical time in the game for J. Happ with 2 men on and 2 outs and David Freese batting. Freese is single to left and line to second. 94 pitches for Happ. He looks at ball 1.
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier in the game. You know, the big inning has been a problem for Jay at times this year and a little bit last year. And so it comes down to these critical at-bat situations like this. Are you able to get out of the jam?
Well, if he is, that could mean an awful lot later on. 1-1. The Astros still trying to figure out Loesch.
Freese up there hitting, knowing that Albert Pujols waits on deck, then he's likely to get some pitches to swing at here from Happ.
Swings at the pitcher's pitch there, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, well, he's probably thinking he's got to throw me a strike, so I'm going to be ready to hit.
He let it fly. The Cardinals lead the National League in 2-strike batting average, 2-strike homers, 2-strike runs batted in. A Holiday home run came on a 2-2 pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes. Seattle leads 4-1 at Detroit. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Justin Smoke hit his 4th homer for the Mariners. That's ball 3, and now a full count with 2 on. The runners will go on this 3-2.
Well, and again, that, you know, there's so much talk in baseball about protection and hitters protecting other guys in the lineup. There's a pretty good example here that is really overrated, because if there's one guy that you're going to stay away from and be willing to challenge the guy ahead, it's this situation here with Pujols waiting. And if you're in that challenge mindset, you probably don't throw that ball, that changeup or breaking ball, whatever it was, on 2-2. I don't think there's a hitter alive that can protect Albert Pujols. Now, Pujols is such a good hitter, you know. The guy ahead of him might see some pitches, but nobody's ever going to throw a cookie to Albert because of the on-deck hitter.
Runners go, and it's a swing and a miss for a strikeout. And Jay Happ does get a key out in this game. After the Green homer makes it 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left. Strikeout number 5 ends it 2-0 St. Louis.
Green. Now, Tyler Green's home run was hit out here under the Crawford boxes. I don't know if you can see it on TV, but the young man who caught it, introduce yourself.
Brandon Gladys.
And you go to?
Cinco Ranch.
All right, you caught that. That thing was hit hard on a line. No offense to Jay Happ, but that thing got out here quickly. Did you catch it on the fly?
Yes, sir.
And then you immediately?
Threw it back.
Threw it back, even though you had some Cardinals fans behind you crying for the ball.
Not my fault.
Not Brandon's problem. But the throw back guys went all the way to the infield. You did that with no warm-up, no nothing. Just reared back and threw it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I tore my rotator cuff just watching him do that. So, since you threw the ball back, no mischievous deed goes unpunished around here. You are our progressive fan of the game. Nice job.
Thank you, sir.
Back to you guys.
Sign him up. Thank you, Bart.
It's like a big rangy right fielder.
Yes, he does. That was out number 1. J.R. Tolles grounding out. Now Joe Inglet looking at a strike with Jay Happ in the on-deck circle. Astros have managed only 3 singles off Loesch, who has walked 1. He now leads by a couple. Inglet takes the curve. 1 ball, 1 strike for Joe. Beauty of a changeup, and it's 1-2.
Well, left-handed hitters coming into this game, we're hitting 123 off Kyle Loesch, and after watching that changeup, you can see why. A lot of them out on the front foot.
And rolls foul. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Cardinal starters, even without Adam Wainwright, are 10-5 with an ERA of 3.40. Pulls the string on that one. Englert striking out, number 2. Jay Happ's being called back. There's bullpen action for the Astros, and we'll see a pinch hitter apparently.
Good 12-6 curveball right over the top, dropping through the strike zone down below the knees. Kyle Loesch has advertised good command of all of his pitches here tonight, and doing a real nice job of mixing them up.
Pitch hitters Matt Downs and Ariel Del Rosario is warming up in the bullpen. Downs has had 28 at-bats with 8 hits for a .286 average. He has 1 homer. He's driven in 6 runs. Rosario warming up for inning number 6. Downs as a pinch hitter, 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Pitch count getting to be a bit of an issue for Jay Happ tonight. He's got Pujols Holiday scheduled to lead off the 6th inning. It's difficult as it has been to score off Loesch. You can understand why Brad Mills would want to change the matchup a little bit in the top half of the 6th. Get a righty out there.
Happ threw 100 pitches in 5 innings. There's strike 1 to Downs. Michael Bourne on deck. Flared on the infield. Albert Pujols is waiting to make it a 1-2-3 fifth for Loesch. Cardinals lead 2-0.
It's time for the AT&T Trivia Challenge, and I can guarantee Brownie and JD will get this one right. All they got to do is throw out numbers. Stan Musial had 475 home runs during his career. Albert Pujols had 408 entering 2011. He has 7 more. How many National League home run crowns between the two?
I don't know.
Well, you can't get it wrong. All you're going to do is throw out numbers, and once you hit the right number, I say you're right.
Let's try 4.
You can do like a higher lower thing?
4 is incorrect.
All right. 5.
You're getting colder.
3.
You're getting warmer.
2.
My goodness, you guys are smart.
That was really quick.
And we count that one as a win. Pujols has won 2. Musial never did. His high was 39 in 1948.
Good stuff. We learn something every night. And Ariel Del Rosario is in to pitch. Albert Pujols is in the box. He's 0 for 2. First pitch right there at the knees for strike one. Jay Happ in 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs. Del Rosario in 10 games has a 4.09 ERA. Happ walked 2 and fan 5. Bouncer shortstop. Sanchez over to Wallace. 1 out for Del Rosario.
Well, that's the spot we were talking about earlier in the game where you have a chance with Albert that ball moving down and in under the hands a little bit. And Del Rosario's a guy certainly capable of making that pitch. That sinker is his best weapon. Nice night, folks, out on the roof across the way.
Gorgeous out there. That train station is 100 years old this year. Matt Holliday with a walk and a homer has a perfect night going. Gets the slider for ball 1. Del Rosario threw a scoreless inning on Sunday at Milwaukee. Got touched up Friday for 3 runs in 1 inning on a 3-run homer. This roller goes between third and short into left field. Holliday, with his 2nd straight hit, is aboard for Berkman now.
Now the advantage swings the other way. Lance batting left-handed.
Lance is a .305 career hitter at Minute Maid Park.
Left-handed Lance might be the best player in baseball so far this year. .397 from the left side. All of his home runs. Gives him a .776 slugging average as a lefty and a .453 on base.
Tonight 0 for 2, fly ball to left and a strikeout, batting right. He takes strike 1. Last night he faced Bud Norris and he had a hit in the 2nd inning. Then in the 9th inning, an RBI double off Brandon Lyon, both batting left-handed. One and one. Lance was talking about moving into this ballpark. He came up in '99, played some games in the Astrodome, and so the bulk of his career has been here at Minute Maid. He was the all-time home run leader. And he said other than that first year here in 2000 when it was a wildly offensive season in this ballpark, he thinks it's been a fair park for hitters. Pitchers can have their success here too.
Oh, absolutely. And it really hasn't been a great ballpark for him because he hits the ball to center field so often. You know, he's hit his fair share of cheap home runs into the Crawford boxes, but he's lost a lot straight away here.
Smoked foul.
In 2000, the Astros set the National League record for home runs, a record they still hold.
You could stump a lot of people with that question.
260 or something like that?
I think it was 249.
249, that sounds right.
It's a lot of home runs.
It's a lot of high fives and chest bumps and forearm smashes.
Lance hit 21 that year, but
good pitch.
They appeal. He checked his swing on the call. Ed Hickox. Lance was at New Orleans a good portion of that 2000 season.
The bat had traveled a long way, but he was able to keep the hands out in front, and I think that influenced the umpire down there at Hickox at third base. Coming in with a fastball.
And I think if you make your pitch, that's where you can work Lance effectively, but he just missed inside. 3-2.
Well, that's going to be interesting to watch because that's where Lance really struggled last year. He was getting beat by good fastballs on the inner half.
Now he has healthy legs, so he's a more effective hitting style.
Solid base. He's a little quicker.
Bouncer into right field. Holliday turns for third. The ball dropped by Hunter Pence. Didn't make any difference in the outcome of that one. It's first and third on the single by Berkman. No error on the play. Gives Lance a 7-game hitting streak.
That sinking fastball down around the knees. Lance gets on top of it and exploits that hole on the right side as the Astros were pinching towards the middle to play for 2.
And they can do that again here with Molina batting. Berkman has more hits than anybody else at Minute Maid Park, 825.
Will not be surprised. So the Cardinals try a little squeeze play here.
Okay. This would be a good time for it. Molina has struck out and fly to center. First and third, one out.
Got a sinker baller out there. You're fearful of the double play.
Well, maybe they should have. There's England on over to Wallace for a double play. Third double play of the game for the Astros. No runs, 2 hits. 1 man left. Cardinals lead 2-0.
Astros 2-0 bottom of the 6th on Saturday, 11:30 in the morning. It's baseball and brunch from the Big 12. 2 top-ranked teams, Oklahoma against Texas from Austin. Real contrast in these teams, guys. Oklahoma has a team batting average of .334 with 32 homers. Texas only .264. The records are almost identical, primarily because Texas has a team earned run average of 2.22. We'll have that one for you right here on Saturday morning.
College baseball has changed.
Michael Bourne, fly ball near the line and left, and that's out of play. Holiday coming over. What are you serving for brunch at that game?
I don't know.
Greg?
It's not strawberries and cream. That's taken, right? That's Wimbledon.
That's Wimbledon.
So probably a barbecue, right?
Yeah, probably.
UT in Oklahoma. You probably have a little brisket and eggs.
A couple name players there. The biggest one is Garrett Buechele, who is the son of Steve Buechele, who manages the Rangers, big ball player, manages the Rangers Frisco team.
I didn't know Steve was doing that.
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Michael Bourne, who's 0 for 2. Line to second. He hit that ground ball, and Albert Pujols, diving to his left, stopped it from going into the right field corner.
Steve Buechele played at Stanford with John Elway back in the day.
Astros trailing 2-0, but out hit 7-3. No errors tonight. 4 left by the Cardinals, 3 stranded by the Astros. Bourne chops one to Pujols. It backs up. Now feeds Loesch and does so without a problem for out number 1.
Anxious moments, though, with that bounding ball, and Albert able to handle it. Realizing that any little bobble is going to cost him. But Michael going down the line, he's not comfortable with the way he played that one.
Well, everything had to be perfect once he backed up.
Yeah. All right, Greg. MLB archivist Phil Boudreau has a question for you. Mr. Bonus Trivia down there.
Uh-oh.
After this line drive single. Which St. Louis Cardinal player holds their team record for RBIs in World Series play?
You mean in his career?
Yep.
Career for World Series games.
correct.
Well, I'm guessing it was in the 40s.
Rip foul. 2 balls and a strike to Angel Sanchez is 1 for 2. All right.
Was it in the 40s or was it before the 40s?
Well, if you want
neither.
if you want an answer to that question, you are going to be incorrect with your answer.
Oh, well, that means it wasn't in the 40s or wasn't before the 40s.
Bouncer left side. Tyler Green with the throw. 2 outs.
So that means it was probably somebody only 2 in the 60s.
Well, don't be Googling it now. We got cameras trained on you.
I'm not. My hands are in the air.
Big Brother is watching.
I'm not.
And it's not Dow Maxville. Hunter Pence is 0 for 2. Double play ball and a strikeout. And the curveball works for strike 1 for Loesch.
I don't even have a Cardinals media guide handy.
It's not an open book test.
Doesn't matter. I don't have one handy.
It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Hunter.
Well, since I got to throw out a name, I'll throw out Cepeda.
Lou Brock.
I should have thought of Lou Brock. He was in a lot of World Series in the 60s.
Total of 13. 2 balls and a
Yeah,
strike.
it's funny, Brock obviously you think of as a table setter, not a run producer, but he had pop.
Loesch didn't tempt him with the off-speed pitch. Hunter has worked the count to 3-1.
Loesch has thrown very few pitches over the middle of the plate tonight. Hunter might get one here. 3-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Nope. No slider. How about that? You're talking about not being able to ever count on getting a fastball.
Yeah. Rolled out to second. Just barely in time from Punto. 3 ground ball outs. Get Loesch into the dugout after 6 with a 2-0 lead. By Jack in the Box. Get anything on the menu, any time of day. And by Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards. Some memorabilia, game-used items here at Minute Maid Park.
It's a really big shoe.
We go to inning number 7. Tyler Green made it 2-0 with his solo homer in the 5th after popping a shortstop in the 2nd inning. Good movement there from Del Rosario coming down and in for strike 1. He gave up 2 singles Holiday and Berkman, but then got the double play ball on Molina. One of 3 double plays the Cardinals have bounced into tonight. Slider misses. That takes the count to 1-1 for the 25-year-old from the Dominican. Cincinnati signed him as a free agent in 2005, and the Astros claimed him on trade waivers last September.
He's kind of like Wilton Lopez. He's an east to west pitcher in that he's not going to throw a lot of real soft stuff to get you out on your front foot. So it's not a matter of upsetting the timing quite as much as just the good movement. The sinker running in, the slider moving away.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Texas leads Toronto 6-5 after 4. The Rangers got 6 in the 3rd.
Those teams can score some points.
Oh, they can. Big time sluggers. Wow. Green strikes out on a turbo sinker.
Move like a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Talk about a gyro ball.
That just chased him all the way back into the dugout. First strikeout for Del Rosario. John Jay comes up. He has singled and walked. And Ario pitched for Houston and Cincinnati 11 times in the big leagues last year. That was his first major league exposure. He delivers strike 1 to Jay. It's 1-1 with a pitcher Loesch on deck. Cardinals have pitched 3 shutouts this season.
Speaking of shutouts, Padres got shut out again.
Who was it this time?
Tommy Hanson for the Atlanta Braves. I don't know if he went the distance or not. They've scored 5 in the second of Matt Latos. Latos now 0-4. Hanson went 7.
Over shortstop, out into left field for a hit. A looping single for John Jay.
Poor Loesch is going to be forced to try to bunt again. The only thing he hasn't done right tonight. Who knows? Maybe they'll play a little hit and run here.
Yeah.
Change it up.
I'd have to resort to that. Loesch struck out in the 3rd.
And I think that's a good play anyway. If you get the bunt, if you get the sacrifice down, you got 2 outs, a man in scoring position for Nick Punto, who's not a great RBI guy. Might be worth a gamble.
The bunt brings in Del Rosario. Goes to England. Sacrifice down on the first pitch this time to Loesch.
Well, 3rd time's the charm.
Facing a different guy, and he gets his 2nd sacrifice of the year. Jay to second base for Punto, who's 1 for 3.
And Punto has had good swings tonight. Got a base hit last time up, lined out back in the 1st, grounded into a double play in the 3rd. He's going to turn around and hit from the left side now.
It can be a big advantage against a guy with the sinker like Del Rosario. Well, that sinker that he throws can really eat up a right-handed batter coming in under his hands.
Punto out in front of that one. If he makes his pitch with that sinker moving away, Punto's more likely to hit it to left field than anywhere else. So Bourne is shaded that way.
Line shot knocks him down. A hit into center. Bourne charging. Jay to the plate. The throw is cut off, and it's 3-0 Cardinals.
Boy, talk about a big 2-out hit.
3rd RBI for Punto. The sacrifice bunt. Jay over, and then he scored.
Loesch wasn't able to get it down the first couple times. This time he does, and Punto delivers the big 2-out knock. Chuck and duck. Charlie Browned him.
Yes, he did. Hit number 9 of the night for the Redbirds.
Watch this. This is scary.
Right on the barrel of the bat. Now 3-0 with David Freese batting. And the throw goes over. Cardinals have 2 solo homers and 7 singles. One ball goes foul. And the Cardinals have had base runners in all 7 innings tonight. Aroldis Chapman got the win for Cincinnati in the 10th, 7-6 at Milwaukee today. Sergio Mitre was the loser. The ball goes foul. It's 0-2. Francisco Cordero got his 4th save. JD mentioned the homer by Stubbs, winning it in the 10th. Votto hit his 5th earlier.
That San Diego game, they were shut out for the 7th time this year. They played 25 games, 7 times they've been shut out.
Oh, boy.
Chipper Jones moved ahead of Mickey Mantle into 2nd place in the RBI race for switch hitters. Trails now only Eddie Murray.
So about 1,510, something like that.
Yeah, he does. He's got 1,512.
Okay. Must have had 3
Man.
today, then.
Did you have that memorized?
That was in the paper the other day.
Oh.
That's quite a career, though. Chipper having a resurgent season, isn't he?
Yeah, I remember last year when he got hurt, he was contemplating retirement. Didn't want to go out that way. So far, swinging the bat pretty well.
1 ball, 2 strikes to David Freese. Well, he could really be a nice boost for the Cardinals if he can stay healthy this year. That's been an issue with him. Fouled away. Well, the Cardinals had Scott Rowland for all those years. Big run producer at 3rd base. In recent years, they've had more of the smaller type contact hitters, good fielders at that position.
That shot of the bullpen there. Jamie Quirk has the ability to give pitchers a timeout if he wants. And Brandon Line clearly has been given a timeout. He must have exceeded his limit on seeds or gum. He's been given a timeout.
Lopez up and throwing. In the dirt, Tolles will throw to second high. And he made the pick. Punto had taken off. JR's throw is high, and it's ruled a stolen base. First of the season for Punto.
I'm not so sure. I thought he went after he saw the ball in the dirt.
Looked like it. Yep, they might want to review that call. It's like maybe a wild pitch. Yeah, he didn't take off until he saw that ball in the dirt. Almost did get him. Freese hit by the pitch.
Although I guess maybe you could rule, since JR handled that ball in the dirt so cleanly, that essentially it was a stolen base. It didn't kick away from him.
Maybe so.
Almost like a delayed steal. Now here's the downside of all that running action he gets. Sometimes it runs a little bit out of control, and the kindest of all hit by pitches when it just clips the jersey.
Now with Albert Pujols coming up, Brad Mills has walked out to the mound. Jose Valdez warming up. And it'll be Jose Valdez coming in on our Verizon call to the bullpen, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. It's 3-0 St. Louis back at home. of these tonight. Joe England getting it to Angel Sanchez for one of those. And then another one, 6-4-3. Back in the 6th inning on Molina.
Albert was the batter back in the 1st inning. And he'll be the batter now of Jose Valdez, who's working for only the 4th time in a national uniform. That represents the entirety of his Major League Baseball resume. Very impressive first time out. He gave it up a little bit in Milwaukee the other day, but he's only pitched 2 2/3 innings. He's got a good arm, boy. He can get that fastball up there in the mid-90s, and so it's a very deceptive split finger pitch. There's a lot of great movement, and I think that's why he's in the game. I think Brad Mills just didn't want to give Pujols back-to-back looks at Del Rosario, bring another arm in here in such a critical situation.
3-0 Cardinals. 2 outs, 2 on. Pujols 0 for 3 in the game. Valdez, 27 years old, from the Dominican. There's the split, and it's ball 1 to Albert. Valdez has been hurt a fair amount of the time in his minor league career, 9 years in the minors. The Astros got him in November of 2009. He's a minor league free agent. It's 2 balls, no strikes, and because of his height, 6'4". Brad Arnsberg would like to see him use that height more effectively than he was. When he joined the Astros, he was using more of a staggered crouch. Falls behind 3-0. Arnsberg said that when he came to the Astros, he was throwing more like he was out of a 5'10" frame. And he wants him to use that tilt as an advantage. Ground ball past the diving Johnson into left field. Here's the throw to the plate from Carlos Lee. J.R. Tolles will not be able to make the tag, and it's 4-0. Punto coming home as Pujols green lighted on 3-0, gets the RBI single for his 18th run batted in.
Yeah, just a little bounding ball, you know, a dangerous pitch, a 3-0 fastball right there for Pujols, but he kind of pulled off that one. Still strong enough to squirt it through the hole, and the ground just took a lot of steam out of that throw from Carlos. Looked like they're going to have a shot at Punto. Punto's a good fundamental player, good defender, good base runner. First hop just took a lot of steam out of that throw.
It's 10 hits for the Redbirds. They lead it by 4, and Matt Holliday has provided a homer, a single, and a walk. Ball 1. Valdez on both of these hitters, Pujols and Holliday, has gone with the first pitch split finger and has fallen behind with it.
And you're facing hitters that they've never seen him before, so there's a good chance they're going to take a look. So you could probably get ahead if you could hit a corner with a fastball.
Another hit through the left side. And turning third, it's Freese. Throw to the plate, offline. 5-0. RBI single Holliday. He's driven in 13 this year. That throw was up the line toward first base from Carlos Lee. Big night for Holliday. 3 for 3 with a walk.
And he picked on a high slider and banged into left field. This time Carlos, I think because of the last throw, tried to get a little more on it, tried to load up and try to get a lot more carry on that throw, and it was offline and wasn't going to be in time anyway.
11 hits for the Redbirds. Lance Berkman got one of those in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. Strike 1 to him. Andy Pettit visited Lance in St. Louis. Watched a game or two earlier this season. Fastball misses in, and it's 1-1 to Berkman. Del Rosario in 1 2/3 innings allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, 1 hit batsman. Valdez gets a swing there from Berkman, and now he's ahead. 1-2 in the count.
Back-to-back hits off Jose by Pujols and Holiday. Not exactly tearing the cover off the ball, but nonetheless run-producing hits. And now Kyle Loesch's got a very comfortable margin the way he's pitching. If he gets to win, pretty good chance he's going to be your pitcher of the month.
Yeah. He would be 4-1 with an ERA presumably under 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Berkman. Cole Hamels won for the Phillies today at Arizona, 8-4. He's 3-1. Victorino, Rollins, Howard, all going deep. Chris Young hit 2 to give him 7 for Arizona. Three and 2 now. Valdez trying to harness his stuff, and the runners will leave.
And 97 miles an hour on that one with good movement. We're going to throw that one towards the middle a little bit more and let it run to the outside corner. Take my chances with that.
Runners take off, and it's a broken bat. Little looper into right. In for a hit. Hunter Pence gets it back into second. RBI single for Berkman. 17th run batted in for him. Cardinals lead now 6-0. Lance is 2 for 4. That is dangerous when that bat goes flying when it's broken like that. 3 straight RBI singles off Valdez.
And this one not hit well either, but it gets the job done. Thank goodness.
Six runs on 12 hits for the Redbirds. They've just kept on the attack in this inning. That's 5 singles and a hit batsman in the inning. He winds up with a trophy. The 9th man to bat in the inning is Molina. The ball 1.
Now somebody's due to hit one hard at somebody.
Yeah.
A couple of choppers and a blooper.
Dustin Pedroia, when Valdez faced the Red Sox in the exhibition game here at the end of spring training, ran into Ed Wade after the game and talked about how good Valdez was in that game. It's just excellent stuff. 1-1. He got off to a nice start at Oklahoma City, saved a couple of games, got a chance to move up to the big league club for the first time in his career when Wilton Lopez went on the disabled list. Tough night for him tonight so far, with things not going his way. Ground balls finding holes, broken bad hits. Now this roller goes to short. Sanchez took a toss to England for the force play on Berkman. And the Cardinals put up a 4 spot in the 7th inning. They had 5 hits. They left 2. It's 6-0.
Cardinals have opened up a 6-0 lead here at Minute Maid. Follow the Astros with MLB.com @BAT app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details. Brownie, back to you.
Thanks, Bart. Bottom of the 7th inning. Cardinals now have given Kyle Loesch a lot of working room. 6-0 lead. Carlos Lee takes strike one. And he fouls it back. 0-2. Special speedy recovery wishes go out to Ann Nance after surgery today. Nuri Rodriguez warms up for the Astros. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Loesch is breezing. He's given up only 3 singles tonight, walking 1. 1 ball and Freeze makes a low throw. Pujols saves him an error, 1 out.
Freeze backing up to get the hop and then on his heels a little bit as he made that throw. Tough to get a lot on it.
It's 11 ground ball outs. Brett Wallace singled up the middle in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Astros have won 12 of their last 16 from the Cardinals here at Minute Maid Park. Loesch at 89 pitches. Strike to Wallace. Bartolo Colon and the Yankees beat the White Sox 3-1. It's line to right center field. Berkman can't stop it from going to the wall. Wallace is heading for second base. Dave Clark holding him there with the Astros' first extra base hit of the night. Well struck for his 7th double.
Ho hum, another multi-hit game for Brett Wallace. Had 3 last night. Hitting over 500 for the last week.
Slow motion look at Wallace driving that ball. He's now 15 for his last 28. And Chris Johnson will try to drive him in. He's grounded to third and flied to right. In the dirt for ball 1 with J.R. Tolles on deck. The Astros have not been blanked this season. Flared. Pujols watches it go over toward the stands. Bouncing on the track there, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Kyle McClellan is the Astros opponent tomorrow night. McClellan's 3-0 with a 2.16 ERA for the Redbirds. Nelson Figueroa is shooting for his first win of the season. Tomorrow night at 7:05, he's 0-3 with an 8.55 earned run average. Nuri Rodriguez in the bullpen. Cleveland beat Kansas City 7-2. Tomlin the winner, Francis the loser.
15-8 now for Cleveland.
How about that? It's a real surprise. Fly ball up the right field line. Berkman heads for the corner. He's still churning deep into the corner. Berkman reaches up, and what a play. Makes a nice running catch for the second out. He took a great route, went right to that spot where the ball was about to land.
Yeah, took one kick down to find the wall one more time. Real nice play by Lance.
Now 2 outs, and it's J.R. Tolles. Berkman played first base last night, moved to right field in the late innings. Tolles singled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Strike to J.R.
Astros would have been shut out the other day in Milwaukee, but for the home run JR hit off Randy Wolf.
He rips this one foul. 0-2. Astros catchers have combined to hit 333. 2 homers, 5 doubles, 8 runs batted in between Toles and Quintero. Joe Inglett's on deck. Ground ball, and the shortstop is there. Green over to Pujols. No runs a hit. 1 man left after 7. It's 6-0 Redbirds. Tyler Green hit it off Jay Happ. Line drive into the Landry's Crawford boxes, and a good catch by that fan. Green's first home run of the season. Holiday hit the earlier one. And the Cardinals have peppered the Astros with a lot of singles as well as those 2 home runs. Now we have some changes for Brad Mills. As you look at Tyler Green, it's Jason Bourgeois in the game at second base. And Joe Inglet has moved from second base to third base. Chris Johnson coming out of the game. And the pitcher, Anuri Rodriguez, going into his number 6 spot in the lineup.
Well, young righty works for the 8th time. No wins or losses. A 7.5 ERA. Hasn't been out there for a while. Pitched once in the Mets series. Did not pitch in Milwaukee. What we've seen from Anuri so far is a pretty good heater. And good slider to complement it. 90 to 93 miles an hour with that fastball. Young guy just trying to settle in, gain some experience.
Tyler Green is 1 for 3. Joe Inglet. Safe at first. Green beat it out. He's aboard for John Jay now.
It's not like Joe lollygagged that one. Green, a little hesitation there, a little extra crow hop to set his feet, but Green just busting it down the line, stole a base hit.
He sure did.
Call was right.
13th hit for the Redbirds. Green is 2 for 4. Now it's Jay, who has 2 hits and a walk in his 3 plate appearances. Good fastball there from Rodriguez. Good for strike 1.
You can take that little extra step when you're playing second base, but Joe has moved across the diamond to third and have to unload more quickly from the other side of the diamond.
There's a good heater, and it's 0-2 to Jay.
Those run-scoring hits coming in the last inning after 2 were out. Remember, strikeout, single, sac bunt by Loesch to move the runner up. So the Cardinals were playing for 1, ended up with 4. String of very good at-bats and some good fortune. 4 hits and a hit batter, and Cardinals really opened things up.
The appeal went to third. Check swing call there. 1-2 on the Ed Hickox call. Jose Valdez in 1/3 of an inning allowed 3 hits, 1 run with no walks, no strikeouts. Anuri Rodriguez, 23 years old, came in the Rule 5 draft from Tampa Bay. Fastball has life. It's popped foul and out of play. Still a 1-2 count to Jay. A lot of times an organization in the situation of the Astros right now will take a guy like Anuri Rodriguez in the Rule 5 draft, stick him in the bullpen, and plan on maybe starting him later on in his career. You don't always know that it's going to work out that way, but sometimes it does, and that would be a great avenue to add someone to the rotation for later on down the line.
A chance to use him in low leverage situations and let him get his feet wet and gain some experience, and at the same time get a nice long look at him, get a sense of what he's capable of doing and whether he could be that guy down the road that could move into your rotation.
Sure.
And I mean, we've seen that happen with clubs that aren't necessarily in the Astros situation, clubs that were expected to contend, top of the division type teams, and sometimes will take a young guy, put him in the bullpen, knowing full well that ultimately he'll be a starting pitcher.
Bounce foul by Jay. Still a 1-2 count. So Anuri Rodriguez, who pitched last year most of the season at AAA Durham, made 17 starts there, 10 relief appearances. He's getting his feet wet in the big leagues, and he may develop in terms of command. He might add a pitch that could help him if he is a starter later on in his career. I think it's not a bad idea, really, for an organization trying to round up young talent to take that low-cost type acquisition. In this case, Anuri Rodriguez. Take a look at him, and if he is effective enough to stay with the big league club all year, he might be somebody who can help on down the line. Blue Jays did that. Johan Santana was taken from the Astros in the Rule 5 draft many years ago by the Marlins, and they traded him to the Twins.
We just saw a major league record, by the way.
What did we see?
The longest time in which a baseball could not be found, and yet the base runner did not advance. That was amazing.
Tyler Green.
Tyler was like, surely he's going to find it, and JR kept spinning around. The ball was right below him. He's just deking me. He's setting me up. He wants me to go, and then he's going to throw me out.
Fastball back to Anuri Rodriguez. To Sanchez for 1. On to Brad Wallace. Another double play, number 4 of the night for the Astros.
Perfect execution here. Rodriguez sets his feet. Good, accurate throw over the back to Angel, and he finishes them off.
Now it's going to be Mark Hamilton pinch hitting for Kyle Loesch. They want to give Ryan Franklin an inning. So Loesch is finished for the night after 7 outstanding innings. 4-hit shutout ball. That on the heels of a 2-hit shutout last time out against Washington. Back-to-back shutout starts for Loesch. And it's Hamilton who pinch hit last night, taking that one for strike 1. Hamilton hit a fly ball to left field in the 8th inning last night as a pinch hitter. Some kind of a night for Kyle Loesch, just mixing things up.
A great example for young pitchers that you do not have to have an overpowering arm to be a successful big league pitcher. He was at 88, 89 most of the night with his fastball.
Seven innings, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts for Loesch. Good breaking ball there for Anuri Rodriguez. And it's 1-2. Loesch throwing 97 pitches. Could be career win number 92 for Kyle Loesch. And another swing by Hamilton. And JR will tag him for the strikeout to end the top of the 8th. No runs a hit. And in the middle of the 8th inning, it is the Cardinals leading the Astros 6-0. Center, great hands of the game. The ground ball back to the pitcher. Starts a 1-6-3 double play.
Key here is just don't panic. You know that ball gets on you so quickly when you're on the mound. You've got plenty of time. Square your shoulders, make a good accurate throw, and then trust that middle infielder to be quick. He's paid to be quick out there in the middle. You just be sure of yourself.
Now Ryan Franklin, who has shaved his beard and lost his closer spot on the team, had to apologize to Cardinal fans after saying something not too complimentary about them. He is 1 for 5 in saves. His ERA 7.88 as he seeks to reestablish his stuff. JD.
He had a run of 5 consecutive games in which he was scored upon, and that's not good when you're a closer. 4 blown saves already for Franklin. It's a little bit of a muddled picture right now for Tony La Russa, trying to finish off ball games. He's been a pretty solid guy for him the last couple of seasons, 38 years of age. A veteran who broke in with Seattle all the way back in 1999. 6-2 last year with 27 saves, and pretty solid work.
England with a fly ball to left field. Holiday on the run, missed it. John Jay will chase it down. England into second base to get things started in the Houston 8th.
Maybe an in the lights double.
Maybe.
Certainly Holiday in position to make a play on that ball. It's the trajectory we see quite often where a left fielder loses it in the lights.
Ruled a double.
He started to fight it there at the last. Lucky he didn't get it in the lips.
First double of the season for England. And maybe he was trying to change the eye level by sliding, because maybe that ball was up in the lights for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Okay. Jason Bourgeois is the batter. First time up for him. He's in the 9 spot.
That's the moon's up there. I don't know if that one. You ever hear a guy say he lost the ball in the moon?
I believe that has come up in some post-game comments over the years. Steve Sparks might have heard that. Sparky, have you heard that one?
You know, I just wanted to say Kevin Eschenfelder gets an assist on that. He got his compact and he put it in Holiday's eyes right there to get that double.
Did he really?
A little assist by Eschenfelder.
He's shining it.
I don't know where he got a compact, to be honest.
Well, I think he borrowed it from somebody out there. But
he's a true professional.
Having none of that.
The compact was a car.
I had to move out here because him and Bart Ennis kept talking about the royal wedding.
That happens.
Is that tomorrow?
I don't know. Ask Kevin.
Bullet to center field. Stop sign at third for England. Now, Bourgeois keeps on going into second. Good base running by Jason on the single, and he takes second on the throw to the plate. Why not?
Had two good swings. Holiday struggling with the lights. And John Jay making an errant throw home. He got a little carried away here launching this ball towards home. Even if England's going, you want to make that throw low enough where it could be cut. You got a big lead. You want to keep the double play in order.
Now Ryan Franklin's in a jam with 2 men on with a 6-run lead. Facing Michael Bourne.
That big picture probably won't have that much of an impact, but you never know. They sit here, 2 will score, most likely. Tony La Russa's after. He's going to make a move.
Wow. Well, he doesn't want this one to get away, that's for sure. He has Trevor Miller, the lefty, in the bullpen for Michael Bourne. And that is it for Ryan Franklin, who has shown signs of coming around. 6-0 St. Louis. Back in a moment. Batter appearance last night. He came in for a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Brett Wallace, who got a single off him. Now he's in for the 11th time with very good numbers in the early season. Only 4 innings. Usually it's only a batter or 2 when Trevor comes in, JD.
That was the case last night. Came in, gave up a base hit to Brett Wallace, and then was removed from the game. There's action in the Cardinal bullpen right now, so perhaps this will be another 1-batter appearance for Trevor.
Right-hander Fernando Salas warming up. Michael Bourne is 3 for 7 in his career against Miller. Freeze is in on the grass at third.
Michael 0 for 3 has not been on base tonight, and that has not been the case very often this year. On base just about every game he has played.
That one almost clipped him. He's been on base in 19 of 21 games when he's had an at-bat. Salas warming up. It's 1-1 to Bourne.
Trevor will throw that sweeping breaking ball across the plate to a lefty, and then try to come in on occasion like he did there, going back to back inside with the fastball.
It's too far outside. It's 2-2 for the 37-year-old lefty from Louisville. And he's appeared in more games in the last 8 years than any other major league left-hander, 541. Now 3-2.
His last 3 appearances, he has not retired a batter. Came in, gave up a hit in LA, gave him a walk in his appearance prior to last night against the Reds, and then that single by Wallace last night.
And now another walk to load the bases. Well, now things get a little more interesting for these Astros fans with Salas heating it up in the pen. And Sanchez headed for the box. He's 1 for 3. It's the second walk for Cardinal pitching. La Russa will now go to Salas. He'll be pitcher number 4 of the night with this 6-run Cardinal lead. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Managing this like it's a 1-run game in the World Series.
Back in a moment. With 2 in the ninth, 6-5. Now they have England at third, Bourgeois at second, Bourne at first with nobody out. And the pitcher will be the 25-year-old right-hander from Mexico, Fernando Salas.
Astro fans have not had a lot to cheer about tonight, but a chance to have a big inning. Salas, he's on for the 5th time. You see the numbers, $1.50 ERA. 27 times he took the mound for the Cardinals last year. This is only big league experience prior to this season.
Angel Sanchez singled in the first inning. He's 1 for 3. Otter Pence is on deck. There's strike 1.
Runners at second and third belong to Franklin. Michael Bourne down at first. It's Trevor Miller's responsibility. Sal's trying to get them both off the hook.
Quickly, it's 0-2.
Not a whole lot of panic on Angel Sanchez with 2 strikes. His approach throughout his at bat is kind of like a 2-strike approach anyway. Doesn't overswing, just tries to hit the ball where it's pitched.
In the dirt, good stop by Molina.
One of those guys that likes to let the ball travel, takes a good long look. And they're calling for that breaking ball outside, able to block that 5-hole and make the save.
He did. Salas runs it inside for a ball, and it's 2-2. He had 27 games with the Cardinals last year. Struck out 29 in 30 innings. Pitched at Memphis most of the year where he had 19 saves, and he started there this year. Had a couple of saves in the early going for Memphis. He's had 2 holds in his last 2 outings for the Cardinals. Poke to the right side. There's the throw to second, and the run scores. Punto getting it to Green for the force play. Inglet coming home. And the Astros are on the board, trailing 6-1 with the RBI going to Sanchez, his 14th of the year.
No surprise to see Anel hit the ball in that direction, trying to hit one through that hole on the right side.
Hunter Pence is 0 for 3. Working at ball 1. Cardinal bullpen is 2-6 with 4 saves and 6 blown saves.
Kyle Loesch was so sharp tonight, only had the 1 walk. And ironically, it was the pitcher, Jay Happ. The only real blemish on his performance. Go deep, we'll have a ball game.
Well, he's waiting for the right pitch. It's 2-1 now. Last year, the Cardinals had 10 blown saves all season. Tony La Russa, when he was at Oakland, started the wheeling and dealing with the bullpen in the late innings, which you're seeing tonight. And that's been a staple of his managing down through the years. Hunter went for a sailor way upstairs, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sal's showing a pretty good heater there. He's been throwing a lot of breaking balls off the plate. Now he throws that fastball. He's trying to go down and away with it. He overthrew it, but at 93, up above the letters, you can get away with it from time to time.
Carlos Lee's on deck. Up the middle into center field. It's 6-2 on the RBI single from Hunter Pence. 19 runs batted in for Pence. 12 in his 12 home games. Carlos Lee. Ryan Franklin will not retire a batter, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs.
Well, because the Cardinals have had such a difficult time closing out ball games, I think that's why Tony's made all these moves here in the 8th. Just didn't want to see the situation get away in the way it is close to doing.
Carlos fouls it back. Strike 1. Yes, it is. Carlos comes through. Brett Wallace is 2 for 3, is on deck. Goes in the middle of their order right here in the 8th. Mark Melanson's warming up for Houston. He painted that one, and it's 0-2. Tough pitch.
That's the money ball right there.
Yes, it is. You can command that pitch, you can have a pretty nice career.
And game after game, we see pitchers quit on that.
Flick foul.
What happens to pitchers, you get so obsessed with tricking hitters or setting them up, you forget about that one.
It's still the toughest pitch going. Salas almost hit him with that one. Wanted to move him back off the plate, and he did so, and now it's 1-2. And now, what do you want to guess? He'll come back at that low and outside corner again.
Something away. Off-speed pitch drifted back over.
Yeah, it sure did.
Maybe a split finger pitch.
Looked like it. Toronto's batting in the top of the 8th at Texas. 7-6 Rangers. Mitch Moreland hit his 3rd homer. Juan Rivera number 2 for the Jays. Tampa Bay 8-2 in the 7th at Minnesota. In the dirt. Now it's back to a 2-2 count.
A good job there by Carlos. That's a swing and a miss for a lot of hitters. After the effective fastballs out there, a lot of hitters will chase that breaking pitch off the outside edge and down, but he recognized it early and was able to lay off.
Bullpen phone has been ringing.
Cardinals, like the Astros, have only one lefty, and they've already used Trevor Miller, so Brett Wallace will face a right-hander.
And the fastball gets a strikeout. 2 outs. And it's Wallace.
It's a good, lively 4-seam fastball. Up. That down around the belt, Carlos can handle it. Up there, a little tougher.
Wallace has a single and a double in 3 trips tonight. Up to 359 now. Taking ball 1. Pitcher spot is due up next. Brian Bogusevic is in the on-deck circle. He got the winning rally started last night with a pinch single in the bottom of the 9th. Off the glove of the diving shortstop Green into left field. Sanchez scoring, and it's 6-3. Wallace is on fire. 3 straight hits tonight. It's his 9th run batted in.
He just continues to find holes. An infielders diving every direction off of him. And again, because he's so strong, that ball has more pace than most guys when it goes through that infield. And the infielder's just a little late to the party trying to track it down.
You sure could see it on that Tyler Green dive. Here it is. Got his glove on it, on through into left field. Sanchez scoring the 3rd run of the inning, and now the Astros have rallied, and they will have their 8th batter of the inning coming up, and the pinch hitter Bogusevic, with pitching coach Dave Duncan going out for a word.
Kyle Loesch in position to be the winning pitcher. He's either in the Cardinal dugout or clubhouse, and he's getting a little anxious for him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
One swing at the bat, we've got a tie ball game.
Eduardo Sanchez warming up. Bogusevic in his first major league at bat of the season last night came through with a single. 5 for 28 last year with the Astros. Takes the off-speed pitch, ball 1. He actually arrived because his flight from Round Rock was late, about the 2nd pitch of the ball game last night. Wound up playing a key role in the 9th inning. He takes that one, and he's in front. 2-0 in the count. Bogusevic is now 4 for 10 as a major league pinch hitter. He was hitting .241 for Oklahoma City with 1 homer, 7 runs batted in, so didn't have much going. But he certainly did last night when it counted. Popped up. Pinto underneath. And in the 8th, the Astros put together a 3-run frame on 4 hits. They leave 2, going to the 9th, 6-3 St. Louis. Brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Gorgeous night in downtown Houston, and the ball game has seen a lot of scoring after the 6th inning. The Cardinals got 4 in the 7th. The Astros picking up 3 in the 8th inning. It is 6-3 St. Louis now. And the 9th inning will arrive with pitcher number 5 on the mound for Houston. Right-hander Mark Melanson has come out of the bullpen.
Well, the Astros putting that 3 spot on the board in the bottom of the 8th have a fighting chance. It falls to Mark Melanson to keep the Cardinals right there. And for the most part, this year he's done just that. Been very, very good through 13 ball games, 2-1 with a 1.54 ERA. Not allowed a home run yet. Struck out 10, walked 4. We've got the top of the order coming up.
Punto, Freese, and Pujols due to face Mark Melanson from Colorado. Obtained in the trade for Lance Berkman, coming from the Yankees, along with infielder Jimmy Paredes. Melanson Saturday night worked a scoreless inning, holding on to a 6-5 lead in the 8th at Milwaukee, but the Astros later had to regroup and win that one in the 10th. Melanson had runners at first and third and nobody out, and got out of that without a scoreless inning. He had that little run-in with Brett Wallace when they were both trying to go for the same ball. And then he wound up with what could have been a triple play, but the Astros didn't get the third leg of it. So that got him out of big trouble. And now it's Punto, who's 2 for 4 with an RBI. Cardinals have out-hit the Astros 13-8. No errors tonight. Each club has left 6. Broken bat roller. Sanchez to his left. 1 pitch, 1 out for Melanson. Melanson getting a chance now to settle in as a major league pitcher after a partial season in the bigs last year. And the Astros have really used him a lot with the absence of Wilton Lopez in the late innings to set up Brandon Lyon. 27,857 is the paid attendance. David Freese, the batter. He has a hit, and he's been hit by a pitch. Bangs this one on the ground into right field. Good night for Freese. He's been on some pitches tonight. He's aboard for Pujols.
How about one more double play ball? Is that asking for too much?
Maybe. 4 in 1 game is more than the usual major league quota, that's for sure.
What's the record, 7?
Yeah, 7. Pujols is 1 for 4, an RBI single. 14 hits for the Redbirds now.
Joe Torre wants it into 4 all by himself in the game.
That's right. Clint Barmas is 1 for 4 tonight with a walk, playing for Corpus Christi in the 3rd game of his rehab assignment. 1 more game tomorrow until he returns to the Astros. And he played all 9 innings in an 8-2 win for the Hooks at Midland tonight. Things have gone well for Clint, and he should be in the lineup Friday night for the Astros here against Milwaukee, if everything continues to go well for Clint. And he's purchasing tickets for some kids on Friday night, so hopefully he'll be here to meet with them. Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clint has started a program, Clint's Crew, to treat kids in Houston to a unique and memorable Astros experience. And the first Clint's Crew group is from Special Olympics, Texas. Friday night they'll be here for batting practice, get to meet some of the guys, watch a ball game. Pujols swings and misses. Two balls, 2 strikes to Albert. Baltimore down Boston 5-4. Now 3-2. Freese takes his lead at first. It's not a big one, and Pujols calls time.
And JR running through the signs there. Wanted breaking ball and then fastball away and fastball in, and see what they settle on.
Runner going here, and it's ball 4.
Good hammer, but not close enough to get Albert to chase.
2 men on for Holiday now, who's had the perfect night. This is a minefield for pitchers. Pujols, Holiday, Berkman, and some think that because of the presence of those three, now the complementary players will get better. Guys who bat at the top and the bottom of the order.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I mean, they might not be having better numbers. You score more runs if you get on ahead of those guys, probably. I don't believe that adage in baseball that a guy can make you better. I believe it in basketball, because a guy can draw double teams,
right,
or pass you the ball and get you the ball in favorable positions.
True. A good playmaker in basketball can really make the other guys look good, get them more points.
Yeah.
That's strike one.
I can't prove it. That one baseball player can't make another player better just by his presence, but I just don't buy it.
Well, Ryan Terrio's been the leadoff guy when he's been healthy this year most of the time. He's out tonight again. That one goes foul. No balls, 2 strikes. And Skip Schumacher is out as well, so it's kind of hard to judge at this stage of the Cardinals season what their entire lineup is going to look like when they do get those guys healthy. Will be Rasmus not in the lineup tonight either. Bourgeois gets it to second. Sanchez to first, and that's another double play. Started by Jason Bourgeois, number 5 of the night for the Astros. It goes to the bottom of the 9th, and the Cardinals lead it by 3, 6-3. Now we have pitcher number 5 warming up, Eduardo Sanchez, 22 years old from Maracay, Venezuela, in the big leagues for the first time this season. And we were getting rave reviews about him from Rick Horton next door. He has an ERA of 0, 3 holds, and now he's getting a chance at his first major league save, JD.
Yeah, look at those numbers, 12 strikeouts and just one walk and an opponent batting average of 0.91. And 6 minor league seasons, he fashioned a 3.15 ERA, averaging better than a strikeout per inning, 265 strikeouts and 240 innings of work. Not a real big guy. 5'11", $170.
Yeah. And now he's in the spotlight with a shot at his first major league save. Mitchell Boggs was in the game last night and gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, one of them earned in 1/3 of an inning, got a blown save and a loss. And he had been 3 for 3 since inheriting that closer's job. Now Eduardo Sanchez. Fernando Salas in 1 inning gave up 2 hits, no runs with no walks, 1 strikeout. Trevor Miller, no innings, no hits, 1 run, 1 walk, no strikeouts. It's J.R. Tolles leading it off. Joe Inglet is on deck. Jason Bourgeois due up third. And there's a good fastball at 94 for strike 1. Tolles is 1 for 3. So 12 strikeouts in the first 19 batters he's faced for this young right-hander.
That's rather Marmol-like.
It really is. And it is quickly 0-2. Well, let's see. 0-2 on the scoreboard. That was a ball. No? It's 0-2. And that is a strikeout. 1 down.
So Molina, prior to the pitch, flashed his glove up as if he were calling for a high fastball, and that was just a deep. It came with a slider that just clung to the outside corner.
Sure did.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
That was quick. Joe Inglet double to left center in the 8th inning. He's 1 for 3. Jason Bourgeois on deck. It's ball 1. Sanchez was called up from Memphis on the 13th of April. In his major league debut, he worked 2 scoreless innings at Arizona and struck out 5. 1-1. Mets beat Washington with 4 in the 9th, 6-3.
6 in a row for the Metropolitans?
I believe that is, yeah.
They haven't lost since we left town.
That's true. They awoke in the final game of the Houston series.
6 in a row.
Behind third base, 3 players digging for it, and that will drop uncaught. 1-2. 14 hits for the Redbirds, 8 for the Astros tonight. No errors in the game. Cardinals have stranded 7 with the Astros leaving 6. Oakland topped the Angels in 10, 2-1. Brian Fuentes winning that game. Seattle pounded Detroit 10-1. Justin Verlander took that loss. He's 2-3. Ripped into right field. Inglet's had a good night. 2 for 4 in his second start of the year.
Well, that's why he got the start. Get him some at bats, get into a little bit of a rhythm, and give him a better chance to compete as a pinch hitter, his primary role. Get a couple good swings under his belt and gain some confidence. He's got a nice stroke. He's got a quick bat. Had a heck of a year last year as a pinch hitter.
That's 9 hits for the Astros. Jason Bourgeois has one of those, a single in the 8th inning. Freese is playing even with a bag at third. Michael Bourne on deck with 1 out. Colorado and Chicago postponed at Wrigley. And you know, Jim Tracy's Rockies Hate to be postponed the way they've been rolling with a 16-7 record.
Helton's off to a pretty good start.
Yeah. That's an electric fastball.
Yeah.
Going up a 92.
He reminds me a little bit of Marmol. Not a real big guy, and he's got that explosive arm, and because of that lower arm angle, the ball has a little jump, a little hop on it.
It must have been why that looked faster than 92.
And what scouts refer to as late life, or Mike Krukow calls second stage life.
Well, he's closed out a few games in the minors. 3 saves at Memphis last year, 11 at Springfield. The year before he had 10 at Springfield, 3 at Palm Beach. But now with a chance for his first major league save. And he blisters that ball by Bourgeois, and it's 2-2. And just with that location, he's going to be tough to reach.
And the fact that he's a newbie works to his advantage. Guys haven't seen him. They're not sure what to look for.
Line to left center field. England heads for third base. He's going to be able to score on this. Bourgeois is really turning it on. Heading for third. It is a 6-4 ball game with Bourgeois third and 1 out on an RBI triple. He turned on the Jets.
Well, high anxiety now in that Cardinal dugout. The 6-0 lead is slowly slipping away here. The Astros have 2 outs yet to play with. A very inexperienced, albeit talented reliever on the mound. And talked about not knowing what to look for. I guess just look for the ball. And that's what Bourgeois did. And he scorched it.
England coming around to score. Now Michael Bourne representing the potential tying run. Ten hits for the Astros. That's ball 1 to Bourne. Bourgeois with his first triple of this year. He had 1 last year in 123 at bats. That's his second major league 3-base hit. Angel Sanchez on deck. Bourne lays off it. Jason Mott is warming up now. 2-0.
It's so important when you get into these late stages of the game to be able to control your emotions, both for the guy on the mound and the guy in the batter's box. Stay in the moment. Don't get worried too much about being a hero. Just look for a good pitch. Didn't want that one.
2-1 to Michael. Jay shading toward left center. Field. Berkman going back for it for out number 2. Here's the tag. Bourgeois coming home, and it's 6-5 on a sacrifice fly for Michael Bourne, his 7th run batted in.
The trade the Cardinals will take. Out for a run there, 1 out closer from finishing off this game, but so still life, still a little something left.
Well, they've shown that this year. The ability to create trouble for the opponents in the late innings when they have been down, and they were down 6-0 when they came up in the 8th. 3 in the 8th, 2 so far here in the 9th, and here's Angel Sanchez, who's 1 for 4 against Eduardo Sanchez. Other Pence on deck, and it's ball 1. Well, last night's final was 6-5. Houston beating St. Louis. Now it's down to a 1-run game after it had been a 6-run lead.
Hell, thinking heroics.
Yeah, he let it fly that time. 1-1.
And he'll go back into his base hit approach.
Throws it back, and it's 1-2.
Despite the run the Astros are making at this kid, he's showing pretty decent poise out there in his demeanor, you know, just staying within the same rhythm, the same tempo between pitches. Sometimes you see guys get out there and all of a sudden they're stomping around, they're yanking on their cap, and they're got that kind of wide-eyed deer in the headlights look about them. Not the case with this kid.
Two balls and 2 strikes. He's thrown 20 pitches. The Astros would love to see Hunter get to the plate. Fans who have stayed would enjoy that confrontation. Now 3-2.
Doesn't chase very often.
So a treat at the end of the night. These fans have a 1-run game. They're glad they stayed. Now what's going to unfold?
Kind of like an NBA game. Yeah. All the action at the end, all the drama.
Up the right field line, but foul. Good battle here.
Possibly ball 4, but too close to take. You don't want to leave that one in the umpire's hands.
He'd rather have it in his hands. There have been 9 runs scored after the 6th inning. Nice breeze in here tonight. A very comfortable place to be, but it's gotten uncomfortable on that Cardinal bench. Another foul ball. This is a beautiful confrontation here. Eduardo Sanchez started the inning, getting tolls looking, then single to Inglet, triple to Bourgeois, sacrifice fly by Michael Bourne. Berkman in right. He's back, turning, and it's over his head. Sanchez heads for second base. He will stop with a double. And Hunter Pence will bat here in the bottom of the 9th.
Wow. Tying run in scoring position. The Cardinals have played the other way and really shallow for Sanchez, as most clubs do. Inside out swing. It just went a little firmer than a lot of the other ones. Lance never really got a real good beat on that one.
A double for Sanchez, his 5th of the year. Now Dave Duncan is out. Hunter Pence is 2 for 4 against Jason Mott if they make that move.
It's interesting, in a situation where a lot of clubs would be playing no doubles because they don't want the tying run to get into scoring position. The Cardinals were thinking, we're not going to play no doubles because he punches so many singles out there in the shallow right field. We don't want to see Pence come up to hit. So kind of mixing up the strategy there, not playing no doubles, and Angel able to hit it over his head out there and right.
Hunter Pence hit his 3rd homer in the last 6 games last night up on the railroad tracks and left. An RBI single in the 8th, giving him a 1 for 4 game, 2 career walk-off homers. Last one coming in 08 against Milwaukee. Carlos Lee on deck. Fans are energized. Three hits in the inning, 2 for extra bases.
Gain a little bit if you pinch run Bill Hall here for Sanchez. Hall and Quintero, the only guys left on the bench.
Strike 1 to Pence.
That fastball had a little hair on it.
It sure did. In the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th for the Astros, and now Hunter Pence with a single could tie it, with a homer could win it.
Plan B sounds good, Brownie. Endorse that.
This guy still has plenty of life, and it's 1-2. Very impressive 22-year-old right-hander from Venezuela.
Going to go way up with the fastball or slider away.
2-2 now. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that Cardinal bullpen come tomorrow night if they have a lead to protect. 29 pitches for Eduardo Sanchez tonight. Fights it off.
He missed the spot by about 2 feet.
Yeah, he did. Still had enough on it.
That's the advantage of throwing as hard as he does. Ball ran in on Hunter at 94 miles an hour.
She is delighted with anticipation at what could happen here if Hunter puts the right swing on a pitch.
Got away with another one.
He did. It just hung there for an instant.
Yeah, he's overthrew that last fastball. Now he's trying to throw a slider down and away, and that one, boy, it backed up enough for him where it kind of jammed Hunter a little bit. If that stayed out over the outer part of the plate just a little bit more, I think we would have had a 2-run jack.
Who would have thought when it was 6-0 going to the bottom of the 8th there would be this kind of drama?
Mr. Molina out to have a talk with him after those last 2 pitches. Hey kid, don't try to overthrow. Let's make a pitch.
Gives him a bit of a mental break. Tony La Russa's club trying to go to 13 and 11. That would keep them in first place in the NL Central if they can hold this lead.
All manner of rally caps on display.
Of the 30 pitches, Sanchez has thrown 20 strikes. And he gets a strikeout to end it. Sanchez picks up his first major league save. And Kyle Loesch probably had about a nervous hour in that clubhouse.
Yeah, big exhale now, and Astros coming up a little bit short, but nonetheless very impressive late game rally with 3 in the 8th, 2 more in the 9th. Just One swing short.
Final score, St. Louis 6, Houston 5. These two teams have traded 6-5 wins in the series so far.